All right, the pool's future is still up in the air. Sex trafficking is alive but under investigation. The Voyant alert system gets approved, and questions, budgets during the Cache Creek Council meeting. All right, so the council meeting started off with a delegation from Kathy Peters, who gave some sad but interesting in depth facts in regards to human trafficking in communities and some methods to help protect communities. The website, beamazingcampaign.org, shares you can be amazing. Start in your community. Learn about the issues, share it with others, alert your politicians that sexual exploitation must stop. Learn, share, alert. Human sex trafficking and sexual exploitation for the purpose of prostitution is the fastest growing crime in the world. It is a lucrative crime targeting the most vulnerable and our children. In Canada, the National Human Trafficking Hotline, you can give them a call and you can find out for more information again at beamazingcampaign.org. So that was a delegation, and next up was an old funding pool that surrounded the rural dividends grant that was given to the village in 2016 for a consultant to be hired to make up an economic development plan. The grant was worth $32,000, and the time allotted for this grant has come and gone. The council passed a motion to ask for an extension on the grant to complete the project. Another out-of-date grant was up next, this time showing a repayment amount of $15,701. The grant was received back in 2017 and was originally worth $150,000. According to the report, the grant money was put into general revenue instead of aside in a project account, and although $15,000 is to be repaid to the provincial government, $135,000 has to be repaid to the village of Cache Creek by the village of Cache Creek, effectively putting the village into a deficit. However, one thing that should be taken into consideration is that any councillor or mayor that was newly elected in 2018 may not have known about these funds, and with the high turnover rate of high-ranking village staff over the last 6 years, it is lucky that these issues were found now by the current CFO. The $960 version of the Voyant alert system was voted on and passed for the village to take advantage of. The system will send out app, email, and phone alerts if or when an emergency happens in the area. Once this buy-in is official, all residents have to do is to sign up online or with an app on their phone to receive emergency potential life-saving updates. There was a work-safe inspection done in Cache Creek with 3 items requiring immediate action. Item 1, the employer was directed to submit a copy of their written confined space program no later than January 25, 2021. This was extended to February 25, 2021. Item 2, workers have been entering confined spaces approximately once a month as part of their water treatment duties and have been facing uncalibrated ALT-4X gas detectors, one of which expired in March 2020. Item 3, workers are required to use cleaning agents and disinfectants at the workplace as part of the COVID-19 safety protocols. The employer must develop and implement written safe work procedures for the use of disinfectants. This must be done by February 25, 2021. We do not know at this time whether or not these items are now up to date, and due to the nature of the information, this correspondence was received and filed for discussion during the in-camera portion of the meeting. The Cache Creek pool is once again the topic that stole the show. The portion of the council meeting had 3 items: an attached letter from a local citizen, correspondence received from MP Brad Viss, and excerpts from the August 19, 2019 council meeting. Some highlights of this portion of the council meeting include, so it seems as though many of the councillors are in favor of having a pool. A motion for a public meeting to discuss the pool was defeated 3-2, with councillors Coomber and Pittman voting in favor of having a meeting. Now, they asked for this to happen on March 15th. The discussion was that it was too soon and no future date was given. Mayor Tallarico was adamant that no decision can be made without a clear understanding of the current financial situation of the village. After a few pieces of correspondence came the question period. This time around, there were several questions and comments posed by the public to council, so many that it made it difficult to cultivate the questions. And as I said at the meeting last night, I apologize if we missed anyone's questions. What was interesting was, because we had never had this many people ask questions before, as we were looking at the questions, when a new comment came in, it would shutter the list of questions and comments, which put us out of where our spot was. So it was very easy to miss things, and we do apologize. So what we've done here is we've done our best to sort of take the questions and answer them in the same way that the councillors and the mayor did. And of course you can go watch it. What I was hoping to do, I just ran out of time, was to take the actual clip and put it in now. But when we were filming the school district meeting today, and it just didn't work out. So anyway, one of the questions was, budgets must be adopted by May 15th. Is there a chance of a public meeting about the pool happening before that, or will residents have to wait until April or May for a public meeting about the pool? The answer was that they cannot even consider having a public meeting until they are finished having their budget talks. So then, a second part of that was not answered is there has been no mention of a alternative date except after the budget discussion. So we did not get a chance to ask this question as it came in just as we moved into in-camera, which we don't get to stay at. We had to leave. But it came in just as we were packing up. So the budget has to be in by May 15th, which means that it has to be approved by the meeting prior, which in this case would be May 3rd. The finalized budget must be presented to the public prior to the budget passing. So a public meeting must take place before May 3rd, 2021. Was there $50,000 in funds and given away to charitable donations? So the answer was yes. $50,000 was put in by NDIT and $50,000 was put in by us. Now that is, just for everybody's sort of clarification here, that was the NDIT, I don't have it in front of me, the NDIT, what's it called? Community Foundations Matching Grant. So NDIT put in $50,000 into a bank account. Cache Creek put in $50,000 into a bank account, and what Cache Creek can do is give the interest that bank account garners and give it to charitable organizations in the area. And I don't know exactly how many charitable organizations there are in Cache Creek. No, Equality Project is one. Equality Project's in Cache Creek. Are they not? Okay, so anyway, we'll find that out. But that is what that is for. Next question on that one was, could that $50,000 have been used towards the pool? The answer was yes. Considering that many surrounding municipalities, including Ashcroft and Kamloops, have found ways to help their constituents to thrive in the throes of COVID-19 pandemic, if the village finds there isn't room in the budget to open the pool this year, what is the village considering in terms of healthy recreation for the people of Cache Creek? The answer was that is a topic to be discussed at the budget level, and only after the budget meeting we have an answer. Only after the budget meeting we might have an answer. Right now we are just speculating. Next question. Was Santo the one who was hired in previous years to fix things at the pool? His answer was yes. Before I became mayor, I was the one who provided repairs to the pool. What we don't have an answer for are those things that you fix currently broken now. So that was a follow-up question that we don't have an answer for. There was a question in the comments that didn't get posed to council. It was posed to another person in the comments, but it was a realtor in the area. I thought it was a pertinent question, so I want to share it here. So it says to the realtor, as a realtor, can you comment on Santo's statement that realtors should have told house buyers about the pool? And we'll get to that question a little bit later, but the person responded that as a realtor, we can only tell our clients what we know. If the mayor and council doesn't know about the pool then, how as a realtor can we know now? Next question is it not a conflict of interest when Councillor Sue Peters votes in favor of the mayor and defeats a motion because she is the mother of Santo's girlfriend and her vote could be swayed by Santo's agenda? Sue stated that she is a very opinionated person. She has had many healthy debates with Mayor Tellerico. Her character should be taken into account, and she is offended that this is a question. The next question is, what is the council's best estimate of how long it will take for us to hear the details of the budget? Now, this is one of the times where the council said that this was previously answered. They did say that quite a few times. Now, that being said, the answer again is, in theory, it has been approved before it has to be approved before the date is due. So before May 15th, it has to be approved, in which this case, the latest the public will know what is in the budget is May 3rd. Next question. Why was none of this, unless there's a special council meeting. So if they don't do it on May 3rd, there has to be some kind of extra council meeting between May 3rd and May 15th. But barring a specific extra council meeting, that is what that timeline looks like. Why was none of this information available to purchasers of homes? We purchased to be by the pool. If we knew this, we would not purchase in Cache Creek. Santo's answer was, as per Realtor TV ads, your real estate agent should have filled you in, and that is the question to the previous real estate question above. So this is a missed question, which says, have you looked into volunteer lifeguards? I would do the course myself to volunteer, and we will ask that at the next council meeting. Sorry, we missed it. Now, this was asked after the video ended, and it is, why is the part of the meeting where they discuss the budget will be done closed to the public? Now, there is, actually, so what happens in closed meetings are, and I'm going to read the page here because I feel like this is going to be a thing. Let me just find it. Okay, so when they go into a closed meeting, they do so for many different reasons. And those reasons are, a part of a council meeting may be closed to the public if the subject matter being considered relates to or is one or more of the following. It involves personal information about an identifiable individual who holds or is being considered for a position as an officer, employee, or agent of the municipality or other position appointed by the municipality. Personal information about an identifiable individual who is being considered for a municipal award or honor, or who has offered to provide a gift to the municipality on condition of anonymity. It involves labor relations or other employee relations, the security of the property of the municipality, the acquisition, disposition, or expropriation, I don't know what that word is, of land or improvements. If the council considers that disclosure could reasonably be expected to harm the interests of the municipality. If it involves law enforcement, if the council considers that disclosure could reasonably be expected to harm the conduct of an investigation under or enforcement of an enactment, if litigation or potential litigation affecting the municipality, an administrative tribunal hearing or potential administrative tribunal hearings affecting the municipality other than a hearing to be conducted by the council or a delegate of council, the receipt of advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose, information that is prohibited, or information, if it were presented in a document, would be prohibited from disclosure under Section 21 of the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act. Negotiations and related discussions respecting the proposed provision of a municipal service that are at their preliminary stages and that, in the view of the council, could reasonably be expected to harm the interests of the municipality if they were held in public. Discussions with municipal officers and employees respecting municipal objectives, measures, and progress reports for purpose of preparing an annual report under Section 98. A matter that under other enactment is such that the public may be excluded from the meeting. The consideration of whether a council meeting should be closed under a provision of the subsection or subsection. Subsection 2. The consideration of whether the authority under Section 91, other persons attending closed meetings, should be exercised in relation to a council meeting. And Part 91, if all or part of the meeting is closed to the public, the council may allow a person other than the municipal officers and employees to attend. In the case of meeting that must be closed under Section 90, if the council considers the necessity and the person already has knowledge of the confidential information. So, ipso facto, there is absolutely nothing in there about budgets, or I guess if they were wanting to. But in this particular case, are they being that specific to deal with wages, or are they just talking about the pool in general?
No, they have to talk about their entire budget.
Okay. So if you're getting specific in this particular thing, we're just talking about here off the cuff, it's possible that they would be talking about employees and wages, which would put it in camera. That is that. So wasn't the grant applied for in 2019? The answer is the village did not need to due to the gas tax amount given to the village in 2019. Next question is sort of a 3-question thing because it's the same person asking the similar question. When do we get this budget? When is this budget supposed to be done? Budget, budget, budget. What's the date of this budget is due? So this is another one where they said that the meeting, or this is a redone question. The budget meeting date will be discussed during the in-camera portion of this meeting. They said asked and answered for the subsequent 2 questions. Next question is there a point to having public questions if we receive no answers? I think that we missed this one last night. So good question. I hope that this video helps. But tune in next time, which the next meeting is on the, where are we here? The 15th of March. So stay tuned for that. Last question. The lifeguards are mostly students, and they are wondering if they will have a job this summer, keeping their qualifications. Current costs hundreds of dollars per year. Should these students go ahead and pay the money to rectify their first aid, life-saving instructor, National Lifeguard, and Red Cross, water safety, instructor tickets? Is there any hope of the pool opening this year? I'm sure council will not want students to suffer a financial loss waiting because of council's indecision. I can't speak for them. If they choose to go down that road and so now the answer is I can't speak for them. If they choose to go down that road and requalify, that would be an asset to them, but I can't make that decision for them. So anyway, overall, that was the council meeting for March 1st, 2021. Thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to check out the School District 74 board meeting that we're going to be putting out tomorrow morning at 9. We couldn't film it live due to technicalities, but that's going up tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And stay tuned for Thursday for the Ash Creek News, episode 68. We have Ashcroft Mayor Barbara Roden co-hosting live at 3 p.m. So thank you for watching. We'll see you all later on this week. And